Hey, episode 3, Conscious Coffee. Joey Ravioli here. My main man Flash. My Keegan, KR.
Hey,
second.
Hey, put some respect on my name.
Which one?
I'm the only K. Roby.
Yo, he got it. He got
Start
it.
right there.
Hey, I'm saying,
Hold on, wait a
enjoy.
minute. Let's start right there. I feel like you suffer from split personality disorder.
Potentially.
Because I feel like you've been a different person every day.
And you can't say put respect on my name. You got a different name every week, my nigga. There's no time to gain respect.
Everything you're saying is true. Yeah. I have no desire to change my behavior.
I think it's fair for one to identify with what they choose to identify as. So, I'm here as a guest. My name is Chris Peters, otherwise known as Tech, otherwise known as Diesel. I got so many other nicknames I give myself. For this show, we're going to call me Chris today.
As a guest, I think that was the best rollout like we had to open. Yo, I don't know. I just want to get right to the shits, yo.
Alright, let's do it.
Cardi
It's out here
fucking B,
snapping.
yo.
That's what I'm gonna start with.
Cardi fucking B, bro. So, cause I had some time to think about this, right? I had some time to think about this, and outrage ensued when I saw it. But then I read her response to it, and then I began to think about, damn, there's a lot of fucking rappers out here that got dirty fucking rap sheets, man. She just haven't admitted it. I don't know, how does it
The funny thing is that she really didn't even admit it. This is like something that was brought up, that she did. This is like a live cam that she did in the past, and it just now came to light.
The life can't make it sound like one of the porno sites, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
You're right, I should say that. Let's say for all intents and purposes, let's call it an Instagram live video. But it was a live video that she made where she came out and said that she's drugged some of her clientele.
Alright, so it sounds like Joe's in the business of forgiving. So if I just came out and said, look,
hey,
I'm not gonna say out.
Listen.
If Keegan was going out, right, he said, listen, this lady that's the CEO, she came over and I drugged her, bro. She wanted me to have sex with her, I drugged her, and I stole everything in her wallet and did it.
That's some wild shit.
Nigga.
Now, Keegan, how old were you did this? Were you 18? Were you 20, desperate for money?
Wow.
Like, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Like,
well, that was a long time ago.
yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of other criminals in the world. Like, people get shot all up and down my street. See, I think y'all kind of crazy for holding me accountable for whatever I did.
So wait, so
That's the argument. I'm sorry to cut you off there.
No,
I feel like that's the argument you just gave about how there's so many other rappers. Don't hold me accountable because all these other people get away with it.
You know what, and what else, to add on what he's saying, because you said, was you struggling, what was your situation at the time, does it make it acceptable because you're struggling? And is it not acceptable if everything in your life is just cool already? You did it?
This is what I'm trying to... No, I'm not saying it's okay.
What are you?
What I'm saying is, I don't think that we should cancel Cardi based off of this situation.
Okay, so basically you pull.
I don't think we should cancel.
I think she should be canceled.
You're not saying it's okay, but I understand.
I think she should
Precisely though. Precisely.
I think she should be canceled because if this was a man who went and drugged a woman and robbed this woman, it would have been
And
a
she
stone.
said she did this to multiple people.
It would have been a stone throwing competition. That man would have been flogged. His name would have been dragged through the mud, and quite frankly, he wouldn't have a place.
But you see, but that's the issue though.
Does
Like,
it make her
because for men, but the way he
What?
just stated shouldn't be the case for men. It shouldn't be the case for anyone. If we're talking about somebody's spotty past that now has a new, brighter future, that's what I'm talking about.
Granted, hey, I respect.
Because I mean, even though it doesn't happen, it should happen.
So,
Maybe I'm too utopian in my thought. I don't know.
Maybe you are. Because look, man, I think there is room for evolution, right?
Okay.
I believe in giving people a chance to be a better them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do think we need to look at this shit with a case-by-case basis. Because just because you're doing better now, it doesn't mean that everything you did wrong in the past is automatically abolished. That's one. And secondly, Joe, I think it's more so the climate we're in now, where we have people just kind of getting on men for any and everything that women say that they did. And we're kind of outraged at the fact that the other side doesn't really get that same amount of accountability that we do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I stand on that.
I don't know. But I mean, cause like nothing. I don't know. Maybe I gotta look in more into it. Nothing sexual happened with these drugs.
I mean,
I don't think.
okay,
like from what we know.
She didn't do anything sexual to them, but she lured them in, leading them to believe they could have sex with her. She said she would take them to the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
She would talk to them at the strip club and be like, "Yo, you want to come back to this hotel with me?" Lure you in, get you in one-on-one, make you believe that you're going to be able to have sex with her, drug you, then you wake up and all your stuff is gone and she's gone.
And who are we to believe nothing sexual happened? Because a lot of these cases in the media, well, where women are the victims, they say, I don't remember what happened.
You're guilty until proven.
You know what I mean? They say, I don't remember. I went to see this guy. I don't remember what happened.
Cancel Cardi. Sorry.
You know what I mean?
Cancel culture is whack.
No.
Because the cancel culture is whack.
Sorry, you know I don't got social media. When you're saying cancel Cardi, I don't know about that word.
It's like no more. We're not bumping the music. We're not going over shit.
I don't know if I want to go that far with it.
Cause fam, it's probably a lot of music that I ain't gonna be able to bump no more, bro. It's just that we don't know. She just said it. We don't know.
My whole problem
reasons though.
Let's talk about expanding your taste.
She did get right on social media and own it. Because I seen what she said when she said, quote, I own all my stuff. She said, I'm not acting like I didn't do it. She said, I said it voluntarily. No one made me say it. And she said, I'm not proud of the things I did. Because a lot of people have run away with it. It's just like anything else with a lot of the guys too. Things got so beat around the bush and people denied so much stuff that I'm not saying that it would have been so much better, but the lies is what always made every situation has been similar to this way worse.
See, that's why if Cardi came out lying, saying, no, that shit ain't happening. And then we found proof that, yo, this did happen. You was lying about it. That's something to be outraged about.
My whole thing
go ahead.
She could just go on Instagram and just own it. But it's like, to me, what's the end? What are you going to do to rectify?
What can you do? It's the past.
Bro,
what can you do?
Joe?
Like, what you drive yourself crazy?
There is such a thing called restitution. Just because something happened in the past doesn't mean it can't be restituted in the present in some way. What that way is, we don't know, but we're not going to act like there's nothing, that anything that happened yesterday can't be fixed in any way today.
I don't want to act like it never happened, but I do believe there should be something.
And I want to address James, man. Mm-hmm. And it's mainly that, I guess I'm reiterating on my last point. It's a restitution, right? That it's the fact that she's about to get off scotch-free from this incident that bothers people.
Yes.
We're on the other side. It's like it's punishment. You like they're getting dropped from all sorts of endorsement deals. They're getting verbally stoned on social media.
R. Kelly.
And
he's still doing nasty shit.
But you're right.
Like, I don't know if that's a good word or not.
There's a line between the legal nasty shit and nasty shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to be a nasty nigga that piss on bitches who like being pissed on in the basement. That's none of my business.
My whole thing is
hot take.
Hot take. I feel like we might not have an answer on the spot, but like something. So I think we all kind of agree that no, don't act like it didn't happen. Something should be done, but I really can't really. Like,
only thing I'm saying is like the cancel culture is whack.
It is,
and I think that at like every level, whether it's male or female, like the shit should stop because niggas just dig through. I don't know how this video resurfaced, by the way, but niggas just go through histories and years of shit of finding different things.
It happened to Kevin Hart.
A large part of me agree with you, bro.
Yeah.
That fact, cancel culture is whack. So I guess a lot what we're saying is we gotta keep the same energy and throw the whole thing out.
Correct.
We gotta throw the whole shit out and keep the same energy.
I think we should start throwing the whole shit out.
Is it okay that R. Kelly's canceled?
Yes.
You know what?
Because he's still nasty.
But we can't say we want to do away with cancel culture and still have R. Kelly.
But
he's still nasty. That's the thing. He's still nasty. How has R. Kelly shown that he's evolved from like a little girl?
It's a lot of nasty niggas out there.
Yes, there is. You have 45-year-old porn stars still dicking down 18-year-old.
But listen.
New entries into porn.
Like, he's not doing that right now, nigga.
That's like ain't that their job though?
Oh, it is their job, but
like pornography. You're talking about pornography. He's talking about pornography.
Yes. We're not gonna jump on in real life.
You've seen these bitches on Instagram on taking trips. You've seen them. There's some shit out here.
I know some shit out here.
We're not going to act like it's limited to that spirit, but he's using that example.
But I don't think that's the same example. I think that's an extreme example because it's kind of like
nigga.
It's kind of
Old
like
niggas fuck young bitches all the time.
They do.
yeah.
Stop.
I don't think
It's
that's
silly.
the problem. I don't think that's the problem. I don't think
Bro,
old and young. I
It's
think
underage.
underage is the issue.
Underage.
and that's not happening right now.
Underage.
It was though.
Potentially.
So, are we gonna
And you know
hold-
what? And if that happened, to hell with him. But you're gonna be like, he's still doing nasty. That's not true.
Mm.
And the same thing is like, oh yeah, he's kidnapping those girls. You go to a girl, it's like, yeah, I'm not kidnapped at all. It's oh shit, she brainwashed.
I will say this.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
That's the part that bothers me. Now, if the victims are out here defending him, I'm not going and fighting more for somebody that don't want to help themselves.
That's the point.
That's one of the things. If they were sitting here still crying out for help, that tells me so much more. They're all perfectly fine, not even talking to their families. That's on them. This is what they choose.
Yes.
I can't prove, you can't prove brainwash. All you're doing is assuming at this point. You have nothing to really stand on. You're standing on a wobbly bunch of books. You're not standing on solid ground when you say.
But we know in young minds
Real
they
talk.
manipulate.
But listen, but young minds too. One of the girls is 22. And he said he was talking to her, he messed up and he was probably talking. He said she's been around for exactly, 4 years, which made her exactly 18, which probably isn't true. We don't know. But the other girls ain't 22. The other ones are 26 and whatnot and 25. They're younger than him, but they're old enough to we're 26.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't really use the young-minded thing either, because there's 22-year-old CEOs out here too.
Joe, some shady shit happened on R. Kelly. I just don't like when he put the extras on it. Like with that interview with Gail, I think her name Gail King. She's asking the girls. It's like
Hog time.
She's like, oh yeah, are you guys having like a three-way in the bedroom? And I'm glad she shortly checked him. Like, yo, look, that's none of your business.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna try to make it seem like
That was
he's doing some crazy.
They're embellishing the situation.
Yeah, you crazy shit by having a threesome with the two shorties. Stop it. That's
was
none of your business.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't let him around my daughter for any reason.
But then again, like, do we hold the parents accountable too?
Oh my God! Listen, at one point R. Kelly said, he's like, listen, why was it okay for them to be around until I stopped cutting checks?
I didn't like the fact that he mentioned the cutting checks part, because
But
when he mentioned that, it kind of did give me a, maybe it did.
He was, bro, he was paying. I'm like, if that's the case, send the parents to jail too.
That's pretty much like human trafficking.
Bro, because they sent them to R. Kelly house. In like the last like 5 years, bro. When they been you, he shouldn't be sending their little daughters to R. Kelly. They knew that and still sent them. Then we're supposed to believe that now your daughter's brainwashed. Stop it.
You've been feeding them this spoon since they were a minor. So.
Stop it. If you had said he kidnapped her off stage, you went
and
home,
you haven't seen them since they were 14, right?
Stop it. You sent them to Kelly house, man.
Hey.
And it wasn't a problem till 2 weeks ago.
Goes to show everybody's innocent until the hush money runs out.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's some complexities then to the whole cancel culture. It's complexities to it. Is I guess we could say is relative. I just
case by case.
It's case by case. And I just say in the case of Cardi B, I don't think we should cancel it.
Yeah,
I do think she gotta have to.
Maybe she gotta say something. I don't know what you do. Maybe she introduce a sponsor or something. I don't know.
I want black. I want black.
Oh my God.
I want a charge. I want a check. I want endorsement loss. Something.
I will admit that the one thing it's hard to do is like it's hard to, cause the whole movement. I guess because I mean I'm for women being independent and you know women's rights and things like that and women wanting to equal all the things that fall under the umbrella of women's rights. I'm for it, but I can't front and say that the movement doesn't seem to alienate people that could be allies. You know what I'm saying? You know, I can't front on that notion, and I can because of that I can understand why we'd wanna like my first initial outrage. Well, fuck that! No, dog, toss card, throw it in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't say bitch, but throw it in jail. Throw it in jail. I got fired up. You say it's the coffee. Throw it in jail. But it's like you said,
it's recorded.
I know it's a podcast.
Now listen, not that this is an excuse by any means too, but we also, us being come from where we come from too, we also gotta be real about the environment that she grew up. I don't know anything about her parents or how she was raised or whatnot, but it ain't like we clearly know she wasn't raised in a wealthy neighborhood where she had some of the
opportunity wasn't there.
It's not about necessarily the opportunity per se. It's just about the knowledge given at the time where her mindset was and the way of thinking. Because we see the type of stuff now. We live in an environment in Philly where we see women lining guys up all the time around here and things like that, and it not being a big problem for a check and little things like that. So we can't act like we can't act like the general public and act like we're completely foreign to where this might have come from. Like,
I get that, but I just don't. I don't know.
I personally think you could come from a destitute situation and still have some sense of couth.
I think so too. I completely agree.
And her, I think with her, she didn't exercise any of that. Because there's one thing about strippers.
But that's what I'm saying.
There's one thing about strippers. Strippers, their job is to extort you for their cash.
Yeah.
Extort you for cash. That's first and foremost.
Professional way.
In a professional way.
I
didn't add that.
I think what I'm trying to say is, I don't think we should root for the way that white people are trying to root for.
Oh man, listen. I don't know, bro.
I mean, see, but when it comes to this whole kind of situation and stuff, sometimes it seems like color go out the window when it comes to women fighting for theirs. It doesn't really seem like it's a black woman or a white woman thing. It just seems like they just fight for theirs. I don't know. Maybe women unite better than we do. I don't know.
I think it's more of like whatever's convenient.
Yeah.
Because
well, women ain't really holding her back right now either. Everybody's upset with her.
I can't say it's
I can't say.
Fam, I just seen somebody on Twitter say, "Fuck, all she did was drug him." I said, "What the fuck?" I'm like, yo, shooting.
Again, I don't have social media, so I'm only seeing the articles.
Yeah, I just seen the Twitter show.
Well,
oh, shit.
She's not getting slandered on me too
She's
much.
not getting slandered. Nope.
She's not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't think she's receiving it like a male would.
That's why, and I think that's our problem. We just
we
want blood.
Like,
I'm okay with that. I want blood.
I'm still bumping Cardi.
Nigga, the amount of shit we have to listen to as men just gets you upset because like I listen, I'm like, I'm guilty of none of this, but then you're accusing me of all of it, and you're like, this is toxic masculinity, this is rape culture, but then like I gotta hear you say the same thing to her. I have to.
We gotta be cautious with
The
who's
same
pushing
energy.
that narrative too, as well.
Absolutely.
Because you do bring a very good point up. We gotta be more attentive to those who are pushing that message that men are the bad guys. So every time I do read an article, I always make sure I do the due diligence, just getting the background on who wrote that article, who's this person on YouTube saying all this
Yo,
about
bro,
you.
right. Bill Burr was talking about that on his podcast where he was talking about, he found himself reading an article and it said the 10 signs to show that your man is not in love with you anymore. He said he read them or whatever, one of them spam bites. He said he read it and he looks at the author and it was a woman. How you gonna tell me about the perspective of a man? He said it's like me writing a book about the 9 stages of giving birth. How I'm gonna write that? So you really do gotta watch.
You can call a mansplainer for that.
Hey, I think the one thing Terry Crews ever said that I agree with was that you can talk with us, you can't speak for us.
Yeah.
That's the wisest thing he ever said, probably the last.
I heard Terry Crews was coming out the dark though. Like I heard he said some shit like I'm sorry for
Samboing.
Huh? What was
Hey,
Conor McGregor retired.
I saw that shit.
Oh, I heard he caught a case out there.
And
that
then
too.
That happened, and now people
Wait,
are
who?
saying that influenced his retirement.
Because I heard that the retirement was a negotiation tactic. Because you know what I'm saying, he just made a lot of money with boxing. And I know for a fact, whatever he got, like 25 mil or something like that.
Conor McGregor?
Conor McGregor for the boxing shit. Or maybe
Floyd?
it was 100. When he fought Floyd, was it 100
I think it
mil?
was like 50.
No, got
50
Yeah,
mil? But he's
more.
never going to make that in the UFC, bro.
Never.
He's never going to make that in the UFC.
Never.
And as I know what boxing how it usually is, I think me and James was talking about this the other day, like, once you set your bar in boxing, Like if you keep winning, like if
that's
you
like
keep,
we talked about when we were talking about Earl Spence. Remember I was saying once he gets this fight, he won't fight again for less than this, and in boxing that's acceptable.
Yeah. Dana White not gonna pay that money. So I was thinking maybe it was a negotiation tactic, but then I heard about the sexual assault shit, and I'm like, I don't know. And then I haven't even heard any more information about that. I just keep hearing.
Because it's in Ireland.
It's in Ireland.
It's not in the States, so.
It sounds like you about to cut her a check for real.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? I remember I was watching a Conor McGregor documentary on Netflix. And bro, he had this one shorty that was so crazy about him. She used to write him emails every day, like we're gonna have so many babies. And she gave him all the baby names and stuff like that. And boom, boom, boom.
That's creepy.
Yeah, you know, and she kept constantly emailing him. That was on a documentary and shit. But I mean, I don't know what happened. It's alleged, so we don't know what's gonna happen.
Man, I can't really fuck with boxing like that no more, man.
Why?
Floyd broke my heart, man. Like
With the Gucci shit?
Yeah.
What he gotta do with
before
boxing?
that.
Like,
Yeah,
he retired.
Even before that, it's just like now his track record is beginning to just like creep up on him. And the things he says, and just like
Well,
just the way
first
he
of all,
flaunts
you gotta
his money.
understand, Floyd ain't shit because the only thing that defines Floyd is his money. If Floyd ain't got no money, he really ain't, like, what else is there about him?
That
like,
dish tape that T.I. put out to Floyd opened my eyes.
I wish more people heard it, like, not heard it as in heard the song, but heard what he was saying, like,
Floyd did
that hit people.
He had all this money, but yet, Michigan is still going through what it's going through.
Yeah.
Water crisis.
This Peevis women's missing, we don't know their whereabouts. He was snapping on that joint. And Floyd he was one of my favorite boxers, but that Gucci thing, it really bothered me a lot.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a spit in the face towards black people. He didn't have to do that.
No! He went out his way. He could have easily ignored teams, even if he was still going to go into Gucci. He could have easily ignored them and just went on about his way.
Sometimes
it did that shit.
It's just best to not say anything at all. And I wish he didn't open his mouth.
But he's an asshole. But that's what money does, bro. Money can sometimes get you out of touch.
Future did the same shit too recently, where he said like, I got this money, I spent it on Gucci before all this stuff happened, and now you gonna tell me I can't wear Gucci? I'm still rocking my Gucci.
Yo, it's not the fact we telling you can't wear Gucci. Why you wanna wear shit for people that don't respect you?
Bro.
Like that's the issue. Like, why you wanna fuck with people so bad that I don't wanna fuck with you? Like, they don't like you. They don't. They don't even want you to buy their shit for real, for real.
Yo, has Gucci Man said anything?
Gucci Man?
Gucci.
That's the only Gucci I like.
No, I'm just curious. And that's not a shot to him. I'm just curious.
I don't know. That's the only Gucci I like.
I was just wondering if he said anything, about his name and all.
Bro.
He's a brand. He's his own.
I ain't too mad at people still wearing the shit they got. They already got.
You already have it.
This is a more like, man, you don't gotta say shit.
And that's what you should justify.
That's what I'm saying with the. That's what I was gonna say with Future. It sounded like what Future was saying. It don't sound like he's saying I'm about to go and flourish in Gucci. It sounded like what he was saying is what I already have. I'm gonna keep wearing what I already have.
Well,
with Floyd, the fact that he went out his way the next day and then made sure he said something to the camera was just like that was like exactly what you said, like a spit in the face to black people. Because
I just want to know, like how can you be that out of touch though? Like,
money,
as how in his mind when he's thinking of shit to say, like how do you just look over like all of the things that have happened to people that look like you?
And the only thing I could think of is just imagine you going 15 years and no one has been able to say shit to you. Yeah. You don't got no boss. Your own pop can't talk to you because you can talk. He talked crazy to his dad. We've seen how he talked to his pop. Mm-hmm. And so it's probably been honestly more than 15 years. He's been. No one can say nothing.
And who going to check the undefeated fighter?
Who going to check him? You see Delta Airlines. Dang, what's that white dude's name that's always with Kevin Hart in all his movies? Owens? Someone Owens?
Gary Owens?
Yeah, you see, he just put out a statement. They, he has a black wife and a child.
Yeah.
His wife was in first class, and they asked first class, anyone first class board now. Two people got on, and it was her, and they said, "Excuse me, can I see your boarding pass?" to his wife. And she said, and asked, "Are you first class?" And she said, "Yes, I am." And she was like, "May I ask why you didn't ask anyone else?" And she said, "Because I don't believe you." And so she showed the pass, and she said, "Are you gonna ask the person behind me?" I said, "Nope." And she was like, "Why?" I said, "I don't feel like it." So anyway, he put a video up on
you racially
YouTube.
profiled her.
He put a video up on YouTube.
What was that? Like the Dirty South or something? That was some open, like open out shit.
Right, some Cincinnati.
I forgot what airport it was,
Something,
but he put a video up on YouTube, putting them on blast, and then he also said, "I liked it because it's just interesting to see, I don't know, interracial relationship. He really held on to his black queen there, and he was like, when you see this beautiful lady right here, showed her, he says, that's me right there, that's my wife. So Delta, I put a lot of miles on you, and he basically told him like, you know.
Yeah. Well, Gary Owen had to step up and use his, I guess, use his white privilege to try to rectify the situation. But that's fucked up. That's just a whole fucked up nasty
situation. Rubbed me
situation.
the wrong way, man. Those two people rubbed me the wrong way.
Who, Gary Owen and his
I
wife?
remember not recently. I don't know who Gary Owens was beefing with, and she used his wife to call somebody nigga. And
I don't know about
I remember that. Yeah, they were beefing with somebody. And she's like, all right, well, fuck you, wife. The wife comes on, nigga. So he wouldn't be saying what she was. I'm like, what type of bedman shit is this?
Well, was it for the sake of comedy?
Nigga,
I can't say that. I didn't find that funny.
Me neither.
Okay.
Me neither.
See, cause I when it comes to stuff like that, like, cause I enjoy, like with comedians and things, I try to, I guess when we talk about compartmentalizing and looking through different filters, like I know comedians do a lot of shit just to try to be funny.
I faintly remember, but I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember the whole story, so
because he know enough not to be saying nigga to anybody.
Yeah.
But then he used his wife there. I rubbed me the wrong way for any setting.
I mean, I don't know. You don't think she was in? You don't think she was in on it? Because we say user. You don't think we say user? It's like.
I mean,
even if she wasn't in on it, nobody saying nigga like that.
What do you mean? What do you mean? How can she not be in on it? She's there doing it.
Yeah.
I never know anybody to say nigga like that. I'm sorry. Like if you say nigga like nigga, it's like you feel uncomfortable saying the word yourself to be saying it like that.
Yeah. Which is why he brought his wife out to say it. I'm like, damn.
I mean, I don't think he had hate in his heart. But I remember, but I don't think he had hate in his heart with it.
Nigga.
My personal
hate or not, that whole shit rubbed me the wrong way. Like, why you up there doing that?
I don't remember. See, I can't comment on it because I don't remember the whole thing, so I don't want to. I faintly remember.
Comment on the situation I laid out for you.
I just remember not being bothered by it. Even with it like that, it don't bother me.
As far as that flight goes, it's unfortunate that she had to face that though.
Yeah, and I think Delta Airlines.
That happens every day though. I think it's just annoying because I hate when it takes stuff like that for it to get.
Nah, I mean, I hope Delta did something about that flight attendant or whoever was checking those tickets.
Oh, they reassigned him.
No,
they will reassign him. He's gonna reassign.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna work Delta no more. He's gonna go to Southwest Airlines.
Transfer him.
No, not even that. Put him in baggage claim to be in the background for 6 months and bring him back.
No, get him the fuck out of here.
But we know
I'm saying that's what they're going to do. I'm not saying that's what I agree with.
You know what should happen? They should put him on. They should let him just fly Spirit.
The thing is, even when it be like that,
Frontier or something tight on the seats.
We need fucking punishments, man. It can't be just you did that. Y'all go to baggage claim for a little bit. Shit hot right now. I mean, we're gonna put you in another airport. Don't even trip. It can't be that.
It can't.
If he get punished at all, because people probably don't even know who it is. I know I would.
I don't know, man. Shit don't change.
Put that man on Spirit. Why Spirit Airlines so trash? Like,
bro, I took you shit.
Hey, I can't even talk shit about it because I took that to New Orleans.
Tell me about the experience, man.
That was the worst flight ever.
I took Spirit one time.
On my trip back,
yeah.
I'm getting in my seat, I got the window seat. It's not too bad, but I get on that plane, I'm like, I gotta use the bathroom.
Yeah.
So on my way to the bathroom, this is Puerto Rican lady who comes out the bathroom.
She tore that joint up, didn't she?
Oh, yes she did, but she said, I can't let you go in there. I can't let you go in there. I'm like, please, Mom, I gotta use the bathroom. I gotta go.
She knew what she did in there.
And she was like, oh, I took a poop. I'm like, oh, that's okay. I'm grown, you grown. I poop, you poop, we good. So I go in this bathroom, bro. That shit smelled like,
oh my god,
30 diapers, bro. That shit was ass. She didn't flush the toilet, so the shit was you just go and you see two logs just staring.
That's disgusting.
Bro, no, there was no toilet paper in there.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, that's the craziest part. She was drunk, mind you. It was Mardi Gras weekend, so everybody get on the plane blasting.
I wouldn't even go down there that weekend.
Yeah, it was a mess.
Bro, I seen that, I would have just held it, man.
And on top of that, I get out the bathroom after doing my mess, and I flushed it for her, mind you. She's still outside the bathroom door, and she goes, "How bad was it?" Bro, I looked her in the eyes and I said, "It wasn't that bad at all."
Chris, I'm gonna tell you something, Chris. You're a liar.
I know. It's bad. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a problem with telling people the truth.
Oh my God.
Even the truth hurts.
Let's talk about it. With the bathroom, with the bathroom shit, bro, there's some nasty shit people do in bathrooms, bro. Like, I hate when people bring bottles and shit they drink out of in the bathrooms. I think that's disgusting.
I'm gonna do that.
I think that's
I
disgusting.
put my water bottle right in the toilet stall.
Yo, why?
Bro, I don't know. I leave my shit outside, bro.
I don't like
at
that.
work.
I don't like
I
that
can't
shit,
take it to the
man.
bathroom.
Nah,
I remember
bro.
I realized I took a Gatorade in the bathroom day. I just threw it out just because it was in there.
Hey, y'all.
I wasn't walking out of the bathroom with a Gatorade in my hand.
Bouginess.
Bro, bro, what if you're at work? Like,
If I'm, hey,
And it's particles flying in the air, son.
bro, at my job, bro, this gonna sound crazy, but I hate the sound of shit leaving ass.
Oh my God.
hey, I would tell you, I'll be the first to say, people at work don't give a fuck about them toilets, and they will blow that shit up anytime they get an opportunity.
Yo, but
Oh
why
my
do
gosh, bro.
why do
You want that
people-
smell?
Nah, son, you gotta, it's shit, you gotta have etiquette.
Why
son.
do
You gotta
people
cover
walk
it.
straight out the bathroom?
Oh, that's a problem too. I can't say I did it 1 or 2 times when I was younger, but you know, my mom kind of beat that out of me.
Yo, I just went to the gas station yesterday.
I see
Old
it
ass
all the
dude
time.
just straight. He was in a stall next to me. He literally, we watched each other. I thought he was going to the sink. Pause. We watched each other walk into the sink. But this thing went straight to the door.
Yeah,
Like nothing happened.
Yeah,
And I'm just like, cause you're not just touching like
Yeah,
your
but-
dick and shit.
May I ask what
I'm-
nationality this man was?
He's white.
So wait, I'm gonna play the devil's advocate.
Go ahead.
Oh, I want to hear.
What if you know your hands are clean? If you have no problem with your hands and you think your hands are clean and you don't wash your hands, why is that a problem? Why should other people judge you?
Hey, I'll tell you why. Because other people's hands are dirty.
And you
And
still
they're
got to touch
touching-
that door handle.
Yep,
Oh
they're
my
touching
gosh.
everything they've touched with their dirty hands. Because you gotta think, when people done get the shit wiping their ass, no matter how clean their hands are, they still gotta hit that little lash to get out. And that alone is enough to get a little wash.
Yeah,
Might be a little shit that got on your
Can't
fingers.
justify
You know, going on.
I mean,
I don't
it's not
think
even
that-
that
going in
though.
there.
What is it about? I've only dated either black or Hispanic women, and for whatever reason, for you like what you like, but as far as serious relationships, it's hard for if I can't talk to you about perspective where you don't come from some type of background where I come from or get it. Like my current girlfriend now is from North Philly. She came from poverty. She has
Same
she grew
economic
up-
situation.
not the same economic situation, but she grew up in the black and Hispanic community, and she has more black friends than she has Hispanic friends. She works in Frankfurt, which is
Yeah.
where it is.
Well, I think,
She's
yeah.
very conscious, and not only conscious, but she has her own opinions about black agenda and Hispanic agenda, and because of how she grew up, that is what her focus is and where her focus is at. So when I talk to her, like she talks to me now about, she tells me things like, you realize if we have a child, like, they're going to be a black young man. Like, you're going to have to make sure you raise our young black child, because the same way you say that, if you know how you say that child's mixed, he's a black man, our child ain't going to be seen as, oh, he's half Hispanic. That kid's going to be black. Yeah. And that's when she's telling me you got to make sure if we have a son, that this young black kid understands that he's mixed, but he's black. You get what I'm saying?
That made me real
I
happy.
feel
And
comfortable with that.
she's
Yeah,
very
that made me real happy.
her conscience, because see that, because if it wasn't,
That's
if it wasn't like that, it would never work with me, because, and Joe, you see me how I get passionate about politics and pushing the black agenda. You know, almost to the point where it's like I'm drawing. And she don't know, for real though.
Drawing means tripping for those who don't know.
I start getting like, when I get passionate about something, it's almost like you can't change my mind about it. So if that doesn't work, if she wasn't conscious to them kind of things, it would never work with me. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's like, this is someone too. In the same way, I thought I'd have to open her eyes about black people. But if anything, she's opened my eyes about what it's like and the troubles that Hispanics deal with that I never would have known. So it's almost like just as much as she's an ally to us, she's turned me into an ally in being open to learn about her culture as well.
That I can respect. Another complicated thing that I do.
Now, can I say one more thing?
Yes, go ahead.
And see, now this is where I feel like what I'm about to say almost contradicts myself because I feel like it's almost totally different if I were dating a white lady. Because I feel like there's things now that no matter what I say, she'll never understand. That a Hispanic woman, because she dealt with her own type of racism.
And they dealing with heat right now.
You know what I'm saying? No, but for real, like, that's why to touch on what y'all saying about the 80%, that's where I think I could agree with you because as far as dating a white woman, at the end of the day, when she went, forget her and her dad, like at our age, what did your grandpa really think?
Bro, who was I talking to about that the other day?
You know what I'm saying? That's where I feel like her perspective almost is just going to be nearly impossible to have the all in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You talking to me about this.
And that's where I agree
Okay.
with what you're saying, but I feel like it's contradicting because I'm in an interracial
I was
relationship.
gonna
But
say-
at the same time, you get what I'm saying?
Bro, it makes perfect sense to me. 'Cause I was telling Chris.
You're talking about how other family members, like how would, so I'm over here on this side with my family. If I was dating a white woman or somebody of any other race for that matter, how does their family actually view me as a black man? Because I do feel like when we're all together, we're all this big happy family, kicking it up. It's all cool. But then, let's say my girlfriend's Asian, for example. When she gets back with her family, what do they actually really say about me?
Man, that's wild. Like I feel like I just on another.
Because again, Asians are so exclusive. They have their own set of reality. It's not like I feel like black and Hispanics are just so close. That like,
bro, Asians are one group of people.
And they
want that Asian.
Yo, and it's not a game, bro.
If you fuck up,
and
you
it's
better
not
be
a
white.
game, bro. Yo, because it's not a game, bro.
Oh shit!
I feel like that's how they roll.
Goddamn, conscious motherfucking coffee. Conscious fucking coffee. Yo, but that's crazy though, but you talk about like the behind doors thing because on another platform, I was having a conversation about Hulk Hogan. And how
Did we do it
which
on
platform?
Netflix or something?
Which platform?
Oh, Hip Hop Rabbit Hole. Shameless plug. Follow us on Instagram at hiphoprabbithole.com. No, it's not .com. You got me nervous, man. All right, but listen. No, but we're talking about Hulk Hogan and the fact that he didn't know that he was being recorded. And while he was on the phone, while he was on the phone, angry, he called his daughter, her daughter's boyfriend a nigga. Now,
Hard R, right?
I think it was a hard R. I'd imagine.
I'm just saying, I'm just curious.
He said it.
No, he said it ain't even I'm curious. I just like saying hard R.
That's real right. Yeah, but just that whole, like you said, when they get behind closed doors, that like when they say how they really feel, man. That's how
He was tan than a motherfucker.
Yeah, he was, bro. I thought he was.
That nigga was bronze as shit.
Yeah,
I used to always think, I used to look at Hogan like, damn, this man black.
Man, you about to get me into a whole nother conversation. I used to work at Planet Fitness and that tanning. I just crazy. I never seen a race want to be so dark.
Fair.
I ain't gonna say it's all of them.
I heard of no, it's not all of them.
Yeah,
but
it's mostly
the people that do it, it's like
the Italians.
It's an addiction,
yeah.
bro. Like, and they want to be like. It's times I've gone to the beach, right, and I've seen white people darker than my sister, bro, and it's like crazy because
as much as we're hated, we set the fucking
Kylie Jenner's making her lips bigger.
The pulse for
and now she's a billionaire off of these products.
Yeah, bro. Like they look at us like. I mean, Ye come out with the homeless looking shit, and everybody want to walk around looking hipster homeless. I'm saying like we like, but I'm just saying like we're at the forefront. Like we set the pulse. People look to us for what's hot, what's next.
I don't remember who I asked about. It was like, what's a hipster versus a hippie? And then like they like,
I think a hipster is more sophisticated than a hippie.
Bro, they said nah, hipster is just these guys that actually have money but wanna.
That's what I was gonna say. I think it's more sophisticated.
I feel like all that shit just evolved, bro. I feel like hipsters and hippies are one and the same. It's just like one generation they call hippies. It's just all of it.
I think hipsters. I think hipsters are they have high standards. I think
I see some dirty hipsters.
I don't know, man.
Bro, that's what I mean.
See, I don't know the difference. I don't get the difference.
I don't think that even matters, bro. Regarding the standards, and here's why. Like you say, you see some dirty ones. The distinction is they got
In my defense,
they got money.
Dirty is unshaven.
Bro, they got
Dirty.
money. Like they can pop up and say, you know what, dude?
Let's open a coffee shop.
I'm moving to Cali. We're gonna open a coffee shop.
Dirty.
And yeah, bro, we're just gonna chill out, enjoy life, cause they have fucking money.
Yeah.
Hipsters just trying to find $20 to buy weed.
Hippies?
Sorry, hippies trying to buy weed. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't
They
really
want to
see-
sit in Washington Square Park playing their guitar.
But then again, I don't see much hippies then, if that's the case.
It's hard to tell the difference.
I think, like I said, I think hippies have evolved into hipsters. Hippies were hippies when they
Okay,
had
how about
money.
this?
Yeah.
So I feel like hipsters is what we see when we go downtown and you see them in Veg City.
I like
Hippies
that
are who
shit,
you
yeah.
see sitting on South Street, chilling on the side of the sidewalk, kind of just smoking their weed, chilling out.
Nigga.
The way I'm seeing it, 'cause the reason why I say Veg City is because that's an expensive place, but they're dressed.
I really don't
Like
be
the
seeing. I really don't be seeing hippies like.
Bro,
What I'm trying to,
I really
like,
don't
They
so-
just got money, bro. That's different.
That's all I think it's just.
I've
I think
never
there's
really-
no-
They got money to choose.
I've never really heard this before, so
Bro,
this is interesting.
Bro, they
I think
pack up.
hippies just came up off the bag and just got money.
No.
Now they just got called hipsters. We had the STR thing, man.
Man got money. He has money every day for everything and just don't have a job. It's hipster.
Unless all of them moved to Colorado, like.
You think, I don't know, nigga work in a coffee shop will live the best fucking life
Yo,
ever.
I'm still looking for how to do that, man. I'd love to be a barista, Joe.
So you're gonna have to get you a white daddy.
Hey, I like my black daddy Irving. He's cool, man. Like my dad. Oh shit.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to Big Irv, man. Hey yo, I don't know, man. I feel like we're coming to an end, but I feel like this was great, man. Some nice energy.
I definitely enjoyed
Some
it.
nice
man.
energy.
Conscious coffee, man. We need
Conscious
more coffee
coffee.
cups for real.
I'm thankful for you guys bringing me on the show. It was a pleasure, you know.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
conscious
I appreciate
motherfuckers.
I do feel conscious.
I come through every morning like that, yo.
Huh?
Good morning, you conscious motherfuckers.
I like that, man. But man, it's a wrap, man.
Goddamn soda. It's like,
No, I'm not talking about to get down. I'm talking about like other schools or parties.
Yeah.
But they had clubs and stuff downtown, but it's a good location as far as being able to get everywhere.
Yo, what was up with like,
Baltimore was a half an hour away. New York, hour and a half.
Nah, I'm just I'm fucking with you.
Well, I'm saying compared to like, you know how you got Philly, but you want to get outside of Philly, it's 2 hours there, 2 hours down to
Yeah.
Baltimore, or an hour and a half, 2 hours to DC. Everything was like still close to be able to get to.
Word.
Get home.
Yo, I was just saying, like, cause I went to a small school too. But Syracuse is a big ass school.
Yeah, they
Right.
got knocked out the
Like,
first round.
what is this shit like at a big ass school like that?
I think fun. Honestly,
It's fun.
I think so too.
It's
Yeah.
very fun.
Bro, go ahead.
At Syracuse, I would say for black people, we have to stick the fuck together. Cause like when you up there, it's overwhelming. Like I met so many different types of people. Like I was exposed to so much. You met people from like, I'm like my first girlfriend from Syracuse. She was from Philly. I met people from Delaware. Like
Yeah.
my bubble was always the Bronx, New York, Brooklyn, New York. Like
That is one thing.
going to Syracuse, like I met black people from everywhere. And I was like, there's black people in
I
Oklahoma.
heard niggas from the Bronx as well, bro. Cardi B.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking, I wonder if Charlamagne gonna boss up and give him a donkey of the day.
I don't know,
He's
man.
no bias when it comes
That's
to
his
that
shorty
shit.
though, bro. Cardi's his shorty.
I don't know, but donkey of the day is unbiased.
He been giving it to himself. If he can give it to himself, he can give it to her.
But he gonna give it to a joke. He be jokingly giving it to himself, jokingly giving it to Envy.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like they're actually getting the credit they deserve for being stupid.
Yo, Emmy just be getting hot for no reason, bro. Beige rage. He should be drawing, bro.
Yo.
Oh my
But
god.
Emmy
Killer
get
Mike
upset,
got him
he
up there
upset.
stuttering.
Beige rage is a real thing though.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
you
a,
get
it's a
it,
real
bro.
thing. I do get it. I do. I have some beige friends of mine that be giving me all the rage too.
I be getting
Bro,
irritated.
you really ain't that
sometimes.
beige for real, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh, not me. No, I say I receive the anger.
Oh,
Like, I get that.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
We had this conversation too. I got a couple of beige friends of mine that be coming at me, but you know, we don't get into that another time.
Oh my god.
But more on Syracuse, man.
Yeah.
It's real cool. It's big where it's like not everybody in your business,
Mm-hmm.
but like it's kind of like that too. It's small enough where it's like that, but at the same time it's not. I don't know if that makes sense. like if you don't want to see somebody, you don't gotta see them. Yeah, I mean, like you can go outside and see new people every day, type of deal. It's not like the same.
At Millersville, I was seeing them same motherfuckers at the same time. I knew
why
was going to be
ain't like that? First of all, ain't nobody going up too far on Widener campus.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Same thing with Chester.
Yeah, I'll never forget, bro. I'll never forget. I might sound like a bitch when I say this. I'll never forget when they moved the 114 stop from being on campus to being a little outside of campus. Shit was totally different, my nigga. That shit was totally different.
I went to Widener.
Hey, listen, brother.
I went to Widener one time, and I swear to God, I saw somebody bust a flex outside the trap house right across the street. Bro, I was at the parking lot, and you saw some suspect women just coming in and out of this one row home right across the street.
Nah, fam, you stay right on that campus, man.
But Syracuse is the same way, though, really, in reality. Like, Syracuse.
Was that like upstate New York?
Yeah, upstate.
Oh, boy.
Now you're like, oh, the sun 30 minutes away. If you want to do anything else, it's like not that far away. You go do it. Syracuse is that spot that people come to, so we ain't have to go nowhere.
Right, because it's like Soul City.
So basically, the biggest industries in Syracuse right now, at least economically, right now is a mall and university. They're top 2 employers. So they even they run shit in the city, bro. They tell the police department to do something, they do it.
That's crazy.
Like the med, they tell the med, do something, they do it.
Yeah,
Same thing with the people in charge of the mall too. I think, what else?
Hospitals, got the hospitals over there, kind of a big force, but that's it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I heard about Syracuse hospitals.
Yeah.
They have good medicine up there.
But other than that, like, the good thing about being on a big campus is, if you're not the lazy type, walking is very big. Like, you won't have to worry about that weight gain, that freshman 15, if you actually are not lazy enough to walk places. Yeah. Because getting from point A to point B was kind of a hassle, because I think from South Campus, it was a mile away from main campus. God damn, like we had some people,
East, West.
That's how it was up in Massachusetts. We had like the North and South Campus, but there was a shop I used to catch.
Yeah, there's a shop. I walked it a couple times because I was getting fat in college.
Do that to you, dog. I've been catching that camp. I've been catching that shop.
Nah, cause I never been to a big school, man. It's just Albright where I played football. Yeah, I've been Widener, man. That's it.
Bro, I didn't know you went to Albright play football.
Yeah, man. That's where I first went, bro. I got recruited in a D3 school.
Number 22.
Those balls. Well, they ain't give me number 22, but hey, listen, bro. I ain't do shit when I was at Albright. I remember one time, fam. It was a game, and first of all, none of the freshmen fucked with the team anyway, because they brought like 80 of us in there, bro. So it was literally the people that transferred out of Albright that were in my freshman class. They either started or got significant playing time wherever they went, the next school, because there was just too many of us. Fam, one game it was snowing, right? They would disrespect us so much, we didn't even get the real team jerseys. They used to give us the practice shits, because there was just too many of us. So it's snowing, it's cold as shit, and at halftime, some of us get the bright idea, I'm not going the fuck back out there, man. I'm not going out there to stand no more. So, and if you look at the game tape, you just see the first half, loaded sideline. Second half, almost completely empty. Yo,
so that same
Saturday,
it was a snowstorm on the whole East Coast. Because that same Saturday up in Massachusetts, we had a game. And I remember being in the game and telling one of my coaches, like, yo, I don't think I can tackle nobody. I'm really just out here for show. So if you something for this on this side, my arms just frozen. All I could do was throw my body.
You did football too?
They was out
D3, both of y'all?
Yeah.
I have a question.
What's up?
So, do women give y'all, as D3 football athletes, that same energy that they give to these D1 football?
They don't have no treatment.
I would say it was D3 up there. It was D2 up in Millersville.
But no,
it's football players. It's football players.
Well, no, I'll say this.
That groupie treatment?
You still get the groupie treatment because you're just still an athlete on campus. But the soccer team and the lacrosse team at Albright got all the love.
Joe won the white women.
Suck. I was fine.
Joey.
My girl was still black during college. My ex.
Joe, but you know you were looking at them white women run after them latch.
I mean, love who you love, but you know, I said, we'll pop up, say I like my coffee like I like my women, man. I'm black.
Joe,
I like that.
Hey, let's take it out of love. It's over, brother.
Hey, the money ain't come to the Negroes on the football team, Joe?
It's the athlete. It's just being
Fam,
an
I ain't
athlete
start. I ain't get no love like that.
It's just being an athlete on campus.
Superstar
Yeah.
James.
It's as simple as that.
That's
It's just
chilling,
an
man.
athlete on campus just gets everybody's attention. And two, it depends where you're from too, because being up there, they like people from New York, they like people from Philly. I think those are places that people just like you. Like,
Don't you?
whether you be in California, they hear you from New York, and you're in California, they hear you from Philly, you're in California.
We gotta have to go back to pushing this football shit, man. I know we got to start going back to perping. You look like some athletes.
Yeah, y'all big as shit.
Bro, listen.
I remember when
no reason.
I remember what was it? Two truths and a lie when we met each other.
Yeah.
Niggas like I play fullback for Syracuse. Ain't nobody question that shit. Ain't nobody question that shit.
Bro, I wouldn't have either. We know the truth.
I just automatically assumed well, the other two gotta be 50-50 chance. They gotta be a lie. big dude, man. Fuck.
What are the other two truths then?
I don't know.
That was a while ago, man.
That's the one that stuck out.
Yeah, man, big as shit,
Bro,
man.
I remember he said he was a preacher.
I can believe that.
I didn't believe it. I said, no.
Joe, you really preaching?
They definitely don't believe it now. No, I don't really preach anymore, man.
I can see you being a preacher. I really can see you can be preaching. Damn.
I mean, listen. But this is the thing about preaching, though. What I think preaching to be, a lot of people, and I just made this assumption here. I'm saying I'm not a preacher. A lot of people just associate it with being out front in the pulpit. I ain't really preaching, man. I mean, this ain't really a religious thing, but preaching it can happen right now.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Just
So you do give me them leadership vibes though.
Well, I appreciate. I don't know, brother. I'm just living my life. I'm just living my life. Yeah, my dad's a pastor though. Yeah, my dad's
That's
pastor.
big. That's
My
big.
dad's pastor.
That's
Yeah.
a blessing, man.
Bro, go to service.
Yeah, you.
Hey, she got one Sunday.
Yeah, let me know, man.
Yeah, I'm on Sunday, bro.
Me and my girlfriend been looking for a church for a while now. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get back with the Lord. You know, I've been doing some sinful things, and I just want to make sure I put my life back into perspective.
Yeah.
It's deep.
I respect it, bro.
Yo, bro, Brad.
Do what you gotta do, Dave, man. Listen. Well, us. No, yo, Jordan Peele just came out and said, yo, I'm not casting the white leads, man. I've seen that movie before. I respected that energy.
Does he have a white wife?
Ooh, see now I gotta look this up because you about to break my
Well,
heart.
Kevin might say I like some of my
Break my
critics, but nah, but I mean, I fuck
He
with
can't say that
statement,
because he
though.
got a white wife?
I fuck with that
No,
statement, bro.
I fuck with the statement
Because
too.
he's talking
No,
about.
wait.
he's talking about-
I want to hear this. Just because
I'm just
Yeah,
wondering
he
how
does.
I'm wondering how his wife would feel about that.
Chelsea Peretti. Ah,
she
man.
probably get it. It's just like my lady's Puerto Rican. Anytime I talk about supporting black or anything, she completely understands.
Hey,
I'm just curious about your opinion on it. Why can't he say that because his wife is white?
I feel like if he felt that strongly about it, he would have married a black woman.
I mean,
I disagree with that. Just because I know my own heart, and I'm not big into black women.
bro. I mean, so you're not a proponent that love is love, then?
I feel like that's okay, but then when I hear things like I don't know, I'll take it all. Cause some of my favorite one of my favorite people, Shannon Sharp, he got a white wife too.
Well, listen,
But
I
I just
say
feel
this.
like it's something that's just
Shannon Sharp.
just out there.
Even
I feel like you can still champion the black cause and like have a white spouse. I feel like that.
As long as your wife,
But
as
champion,
long as she is an ally.
Bullshit.
As long as she is an ally.
Because I'm right.
That's
Because I'm right. Says his allies.
Does it have
That's
to be?
fine.
Does
But
it
he
have
married
to
a
be
black
white?
woman unlike some of his tickets.
Does it have to be white? Like,
Oh, no.
like for my example, only reason I'm asking because today, right? Like, Damaris and I went to, it's this lady, it's called the Cheesecake Lady. That's the name of the place. And she told me about it, and we went there today. And it's a black-owned place, and I was like, and it's great. They make great cheesecake lady, you know what I mean, in Philly. Make sure I stop there. But, no, we went in there, and they had really good stuff. And while I was on my way driving over, I was telling her, like, yo, I definitely want to go over there and support because they're black. She said, I know. She was like, I was like, I like seeing black and Hispanic owned businesses that are well run because I feel like a lot of Asians own the corner stores and whatnot. Everybody goes by those. The Indians with the gas stations. Then, you know, you have white people that own everything and whatnot. I like supporting good black Hispanic businesses.
I support that you support that. But my reasoning for believing that black men should be loving black women is the same reasons you told me earlier you believe it's important to have a black doctor.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they gotta be able to relate to you. and understand where you're coming from, and for you to believe that their best interest is truly in their hearts. Now, if you feel like you can find all that somewhere else, I'm cool with that too. But when you start saying you want to champion this black cause, that's when I'm like, I don't know. Really?
I disagree with that.
I'm impartial to it too. I do kind of agree with you.
No, I don't agree. It's because what Jordan Peele is saying is that I want black people to see themselves heroically and in the forefront and in the lead on the TV screens, just as we've seen white leads all of these years throughout our own lives.
But we also
because he's married to a white woman, I'm not going to say he can't. Yeah, I'm not going to say that he can't believe that or that he can't champion that.
But I'm also
I'm not going to say that. He gave us Get Out. He's giving us, which is great.
I told you I can take that.
And like I said, to me personally, I'm not going to be blind to the fact that he also is biracial and he could use that to his advantage to help push this black cause forward. He has a certain privilege that a lot of regular black people don't have. Same thing like Barack Obama. A lot of people are critical of his presidency because he doesn't come from the same background as a lot of black people. Jordan Peele didn't come from that background.
I don't believe in this biracial thing, bro. You're black.
Yeah.
Obama's black.
But you got
society views you as black, but he still had a white and a black experience in one house growing up.
And when he had the Kee and Peele show, he did push that biracial narrative a lot. If you go back and watch it, he brought that up a lot.
And I feel like a lot of people biracial do, but you're black.
Yeah. It's just like
J. Cole.
Guaranteed. J. Cole's a black man.
That's what I'm saying though. I see it as he's a black man. He speaks so much about being a black man in the United States. And he's a biracial person. You know what I'm saying? And his work is taken.
A man's a black man.
There's still some
whether he speaks or not. I don't deny it. I'm saying whether he speaks or not. Black man.
Society, and we view him as a black man, but that doesn't take away his experience of seeing a white world and a black world in one house. I think is that what you were kind of hitting at?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you're kind of hitting at. But yeah, he's still black. They'll still call him nigga.
But I do believe that you can't champion a black movement and not be married to a black woman. Like champion means like you're in the forefront of that. And it's kind of, I feel like I can't help but to say it's kind of 80% if you're a black man with a white woman trying to champion black.
I disagree with that. I just know my heart.
Like what are you saying? You think that because of that, like, what are you saying? Like you're not putting your action where your mouth is or something
not even that. It's just like, back to Keegan's point about saying, when you're in a relationship with a black man and a black woman, when you have that relationship, you have two individuals who can kind of coincide with each other and see where each other is coming from on different points and different viewpoints in regards to like race and just oppression. You can't really. It's kind of hard to bring somebody outside that culture into that realm and expect them to fully understand that. Like even today, like we had a Uber ride home from North Philly, and it was a Panamanian woman who was driving us, and I was kind of chatting her up in the car, and I asked her, I was like, "Do you consider yourself black?" And she said, "No, I'm Spanish." And it's funny to me because she's darker than me, and in my mind, I just want to be like, "No, man, you black." And she went on to say, "Well, look, like that's why." She's like, "Philly is the way it is because we have different people from immigrant nations coming here, and you can have Spanish people, and we're a close-knit community with Spanish people. When you identify as black, they're going to treat you different." And in my mind, I'm like, is that okay to be treated different because you're black? Is that okay to say you don't want to identify as black because you know you're going to be treated different? I
think that varies from person to person, though, in my personal opinion.
It does, but it'll be...
Only reason I'm saying that is because I know where I stand with everything, and I date a Hispanic woman.
Yes, but you'll be surprised how many Spanish people who are darker than you and I
wouldn't be surprised because I see it all the time.
Who will say they are not black
No, I see it all the time.
And being offended when you call him
I get that point, but
Sammy Sosa with the extra mile.
I'm just saying that because you both are saying that you stand at a point where you're basically telling me that I'm 80% in with being upfront with the black race and pushing forward the black agenda, or that I can't be a front runner because I date a Hispanic woman. And I know what I deal with every day I go to work. I know how much I push about being a young black male in the United States. I know how much I help young, because I want to hear what you got to say.
I want you.
Because
let him finish, because I'll
No, me too.
Finish your point first.
I know how hard and how passionately I push, because it's not many firefighters that look like me, especially ones that are actually bold enough to speak their heart and speak their mind and challenge different things that are said, different rules that are made, or whatever the case may be. Nor how much I go out my way, or how much I'm able to go out my way, or how much my voice all of a sudden matters to so many people, different patients, or whoever we may be helping and whatnot. Because that opens a lane too, that people can start doing this. That you can have a job like this and look like me. You can have a job like this and come from where you come from and whatnot. And to me, that's part of my purpose for me personally, because that's something that I'm genuinely passionate about, basically. But I'm more curious now. I want to hear what you got to say.
Nah, I was actually just listening intently when you said you're telling me it's 80, and in my mind when I smiled, I thought that's exactly what I'm saying, at least what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I just feel that it's just not about even getting along together. I feel like it's a part of like building the community and the people,
mm-hmm.
and setting forth the next generation of the black youth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that alone trumps everything else.
Because I'm not procreating
no
another
matter.
100% black child.
I wouldn't even say that, man. I feel like that.
I'm just trying to understand. I'm not challenging. This is me
what
trying to understand.
I feel like that's when it gets a little complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Just the general belief is that a strong black family is when you got both black parents.
Mm-hmm.
That's my general belief. Or rather, the strongest.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean you can't have a strong family. It doesn't mean you can't date who you date. What I'm saying is optimal when you got them both, black man, black woman,
mm-hmm.
black family. At least in my mind, that's the most ideal situation.
Now I can defend my 80%
That makes sense?
comment.
Yes,
No,
it makes sense. It makes sense.
To me personally, how I view it is, if you're somebody who's in that position, who wants to be a champion of black causes, and you're dating somebody who isn't black, we're just gonna have to go through you with a fine-tooth comb. We're gonna have to evaluate some of the things that you feel and some of the things you believe. Me personally, in my experience, some of my friends who are with Spanish people right now, that's all they've ever chased after. Mm-hmm. They haven't ever been with a black woman. I have a friend who been with a white woman for 10 years. Mm-hmm. He hasn't been with anything else. Chances are he's probably going to stay in that realm because that's all he's ever known. Mm-hmm. It's individuals like that where you have to kind of like, you got to kind of evaluate their psyche as to why why is that so?
Yeah, and that's another part. Thank you for reminding me, Chris. It's also like you find with these interracial couples, at first you think everything's cool, but then you hear them talk and you get this all lives matter talk from them when it comes to like black kids.
Yeah, once it gets to the
and then it like builds from there. So that's why like Chris
said, something like that
we gotta ask who goes there. Mm-hmm. I mean, when we see something that don't really 100% line up to what you're necessarily championing.
Cause see, what I'm saying is like for me personally, like I know that I personally have never been in a relationship with a white girl.
Sure, it's gonna flop like the Birdo fight.
Yeah. Is that like the Birdo fight?
You don't want to see that.
I don't know. Errol Spencer is an offensive fighter. He's an attacking fighter.
We can see
and he's stronger than Floyd, bigger than Floyd.
Let's see him in an exciting fight.
Yeah.
That's like saying, like, I don't want to watch Mike Tyson go in there
like,
and
no,
fight
like
Bernard right now.
They would never fight.
But that's like the equivalent.
That's a heavyweight and a middleweight. That's like not even a comparison to the situation.
No, I was saying not light heavy or something. But what I'm talking about is the age difference.
Okay, I got you. Yeah,
I don't want to see Bernard right now. Somebody that's actively fighting, even though Mike looked like because he had that clip, looked like he could do something.
We only want to see Floyd do it in a spectacle.
Basically, how about this? Roy Jones and Mike. I want to see that.
Well, they're both old.
It has to be a spectacle.
Roy and Mike.
Roy ain't that old though.
Roy like 51, ain't he?
Yeah, Roy watch, bro.
Last time I will never forget. I would get back there, but I will never forget. Yo, for as great as we remember Roy to be, I'll never forget. Like 4 years ago, maybe even 5. I turned on ESPN Friday Night Fights. He got knocked the fuck out in the first round. I was like, yo, what is happening to the world? Where Roy is getting knocked out on ESPN. On ESPN, it wasn't even pay-per-view. Oh my gosh, he might not even been a main event.
Definitely not, bro, because we don't want to see that. Yeah. You had this gold rule, remember, he was great.
They got like legacy.
I just want to see somebody make Floyd honest.
About what?
Just about life. Cause he's been winning in general. He's like,
what's dishonest about that?
But listen,
what's dishonest about
I mean, when you say make him honest, I mean make him accountable. Let's check him a little bit. I can take L's. I can be held accountable. That's what I mean by being made honest.
But Joe, the thing is, at the point that Floyd is, Joe, if he were to fight Earl Spence, for one, he'll request something crazy like $700 million. So he'll take that out. Floyd will probably do something. But listen though, the thing is, Floyd will mess around and do something like getting there. He realizes he'll lose. He'll take a knee and be like, look, I'm 44 years old, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm still paid. I almost made $1 million. And it's not going to change nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not going to solve him like that. I don't think he'd ever go in there and take a knee like that.
I'm just saying.
We paid our money.
Yeah. However, yo, you pay your money, but Floyd is Floyd Mayweather right there.
That's true. I don't think that's his character.
Floyd want to go over here and fight little 14-year-old kids in Japan and make them cry. You know what that young man He was 14 years old.
Floyd was out there fat, yo.
He need to fight back there.
That little boy crying, bro.
Nah, man. That boy's not 14.
Huh?
That man need to fight back.
Joe, that boy's not 14.
Fam, yo.
No, that boy was young as shit.
He's not 16.
He's young as shit.
Just a young ass little boy. Hey, Floyd was laughing at him in the rain. He destroyed that young man's dreams.
Yo, it wasn't even a fight.
That shit was real?
Floyd was in there fat, dog. That wasn't real.
It was, but then they did an exhibition match.
Floyd was in there fat.
Floyd was in there doing some shit.
But we're not going to act like, bro, they were hyping the kid up. He can fight, y'all. He's the next great.
But he looked alright in the clips they showed.
Yeah. He slapped the door. Oh, look at Floyd beat up that kid.
Listen, man.
Don't do that.
Listen, man. Well,
because everybody thought the bull was going to go in there serious. It was
But to be honest, when we saw
WWE.
Because I thought it was going to be, because when it was first marketed, I thought it was going to be like a kickboxing genre or like MMA genre.
No, when it first
but then Floyd seen him kick.
No, that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all.
Joe, you're right.
So what the original story is, what happened with that was supposed to be an exhibition match, a kickboxing exhibition match. It was going to be 3 rounds, full contact kickboxing. But it was supposed to be a show for billionaires, just to watch for their festivities, not even in the venue. It was supposed to be like almost in someone's living room, not specifically someone's living room, but something small, like a little gym. And it was supposed to be something for billionaires to view. No one could record it. That way, if Floyd went in there and it got crazy. But then, after that, they came out and said, yes, we booked a fight with Floyd Mayweather, and it's going to be on national television. And Floyd was like, no. So then they went, and so when Floyd backed out, they renegotiated, because Floyd never signed nothing. He said, yeah, I'll do it. So then he said, no, y'all talking crazy. That's not what we agreed to at all. So then they was like, wait, and they changed everything. Now it had to be, that's why, listen, Floyd argued about gloves every single fight that was big, even with Canelo and Floyd.
That's real.
He didn't even argue about what, he said, listen, you can use whatever.
Floyd had rolls in his back, bro. Like, you see the back fat.
It was hanging over the back of his belt, bro.
Because he knew he was fighting a little ass boy. He knew he was fighting a little ass boy.
You know what you said?
Paul's didn't even drop yet.
Bro, you know, if Floyd got knocked out, you know what you said?
Who else?
Boy, knocked him out.
I would have.
But anyway, it turned out. That's why they changed the terms. It was in the contract. Floyd was going to win.
Bro,
Yeah.
when he first started describing it, I thought, I'm like, damn, is that nigga fighting?
What?
Bro, you see Django?
Oh, wait.
Bro, in the living room.
Bro, right.
Yeah.
But that's the type of time that fight was supposed
This
to be.
nigga fight for rich people just...
But you know, but like then on a more serious note, I think me and James was talking about it. Like in the culture of Japan, the way they look at shit like that, taking L's is different.
It's
like they looked at Floyd as like a legend, and they were just honorable. It was honorable that he went in there and
so
faced
take a loss like
a legend like that.
Well, that's what they had to tell him about. He started crying.
Yeah, man.
Man, we gotta start talking about something that if we get our asses whooped. Shit.
Dang, man, they probably sitting there telling
I
him.
wish all the times I got beat up, my mom said, Chris, it's honorable to get beat up.
Yeah.
What she told you?
Oh, Chris, you shouldn't have been out there.
Oh my
You got no
God.
business on that block, Chris. You
Listen.
got no business getting food at Burger King this late at night. It's 7 o'clock. You don't need to be on Boston Road. Right?
Alright,
Go
y'all.
ahead.
Why we in sports? You want us to talk about fighting?
Nah, I was
I would say, why we in sports, man? LeBron's not in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's not very surprising. I'm
Yeah.
glad you brought up the Lakers.
Lonzo Ball. What
Trash
we talking
ass
about right now is the
Lakers,
Lakers, actually.
Bro, Lonzo.
You see, he covered up the tattoo, bro.
Yes, he did. Now, I heard, this is unconfirmed, but I heard the Lakers told them that the reason he's getting injured is because of the shoes.
Yes, I did read that too.
I heard that.
And even more drama to it, Alan Foster, one of the LeVar's business partners, turns out he allegedly stole $1.5 million from the company.
Damn, that will make you switch up real quick.
Nesta.
Nike,
But they
please.
don't join.
Yeah.
Talk him out of signing with Nike and then finesse him out his own grade.
And bro, it gets deeper than that. Cause now they put a microscope on him. And he went to jail for money laundering.
Oh, you talking about the dude that stole the money from Lonzo?
Yeah, he went to jail
Wow.
for money laundering.
And that's
before.
his dad's business
Crooked
partner?
financial practices, yeah. They ain't know that though, because they ain't really go through him with fine tooth comb. Like, this guy cool, he know business, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
They
how it
ran
always
forward
is.
with it. But now, it turns out he might have been siphoning off money
Now,
from the rip.
I haven't had a chance to hear. I just seen headlines, so I didn't listen. But it sounds like something's going on between the sons and the dad as well with LeVar. Do you
Yeah,
know
I
what
that too.
According to Stephen A, there is, and I don't think it's really shit there, bro.
Stephen A's be talking shit sometimes.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it looks. Stephen A says it looks like the children are holding the pops accountable in some way. I'm like, shut the fuck
We don't
up.
understand this skip. They ain't even skip Max. Kellerman. Okay.
Nah,
I don't even know.
But I want to go back to the
But-
point about the Lakers.
Right.
That's Lonzo's team, not LeBron's team.
I would disagree.
Can you explain this? Can you
Greatly.
explain yourself?
Let's just look at the record from last year and look at the record now.
I don't
LeBron
think
said-
that has.
Listen,
Nah.
LeBron came into town and they gave him this nigga the keys.
And he didn't
They
get
about to
that
make him coach. He
They-
about to make
bro.
Bill Russell.
What they considering trading Alonzo?
Yeah, that's
Because
Yes, they
he
did.
trade talk. LeBron didn't even come to trade
But
talk.
I will say, LeBron has come to the Lakers and he did not assume any sort of leadership role. He just came there and he looked like there was no
But you
effort.
gotta look at what they
The
did.
defense, his defense went downhill when he went to the Lakers. He's airballing free throws. They have a new Instagram video of him airballing free throws.
Yeah,
I think it was his last game. It's just, you could tell he's just not engaged with that team.
But what they did with the
As
team,
much as he
though,
was with the Cavs.
but they tried to piece together,
They put
like
too
this.
much stuff that
this-
didn't
this-
go together.
like this
Lonzo,
average-
Lance Stevens.
Yeah, like you try to piece together this average championship team when they probably should have just focused on developing a young talent.
That's a lot of defense they
Because
have
that's
on
what
the team.
LeBron asked for. LeBron wanted to go there to work with what was there. When the trades start happening,
Like
that's
Rondo,
when
all these personalities.
usually when
Rondo,
you know
Beasley.
something's not right with LeBron when he stops talking. And he wasn't, when they was asking him about how you feel about the trades, he wasn't saying nothing.
Rightly so.
You know what I'm saying? Because that wasn't what he was asking for. And you don't get me wrong, he's earned his place to have a say. We can't act like he don't deserve to have a say, to be like, look, Brian, are you cool? That's just respectable because of what he's done as being LeBron. But I'm not going to act like you have to talk to him, but those moves didn't make sense to, I think, just about everyone. Because for one, why do you need so many guards? You got Lonzo, you had Lance Stevenson, you couldn't even fit all those minutes in when everyone was healthy.
Bro, I don't know what the front office was doing at all, man. Because I feel like they did too much too quickly. They should have, like you said, developed a young core. Because when you tell them, we're a family, we're building, it's going to be a brand new franchise, Showtime coming back with Shaw as a face. Next week you hear about to get traded. That fucks with you.
And you know what the problem is now? Because how do you think the team feels now? Everybody that's on now probably feels the same way. Like, I don't even know if my security is here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be. Because just like Lance, you think they're going to come back next year? They're not going to
they
be.
all
So then LeBron is going to
like,
be getting another year older and then be dealing with a whole new fresh set now.
Because it's tough. It's tough to kind of.
Is Rondo even still on the team?
Yes, he is.
I
He
think.
came back.
got
He was
him.
injured. He came
They
back.
got to get rid of Rondo. I don't know why they brought him in the first place. They
Defense.
insinuate this.
Defense and
competition.
veteran
Ain't
leadership.
even-
Savage. He's
Veteran leadership.
fake Chris Paul.
That's what we got LeBron
Veteran
for.
who?
Leadership.
From who?
Rondo.
Rondo at one point was the shit. At one point he was the shit with
But
Boston.
leadership,
He
though?
been there with the Bulls too.
No, but you said veteran leadership. I'm not saying he could. But you
I wouldn't say he's a
Toughness.
Like he's somebody you need in that locker room. Like nobody's.
You
talking
need
shit.
Rondo in the locker room?
Yes, that man. You
Somebody
need.
that's been known to slap and spin a headband around and spitting on people and punching people.
You need that rough. You need that roughness, man. And Rondo's that guy.
No, you need like a
Lance
Draymond
Stevenson,
Green
too.
type roughness. You don't need a loss of control type of
Draymond Green,
roughness.
rough as shit.
Yeah.
But
I feel like just because he dark skinned people say that.
Rondo be kicking
But
in,
Rondo is a
kicking
loss
shit
of
in the
control
game.
like a.
He is very critical, and he does say some.
I don't think leadership is the right word for Rondo.
I think he's a
When
leader.
I think
I
of
do.
leadership,
I can't take away from him everything that he's accomplished in Boston.
I'm
Even
not,
so-
I'm not taking away what he did on the court, but I'm talking about specifically leadership. I'm not saying he's a great passer. I think he could be a little better of a shooter. I think his defense is great. I just don't think he's a leader.
I think you look at
Even
the
when he was on
resume-
Boston, he was not one of the leaders whatsoever on
Well,
the
I mean,
team.
he was one of the younger people by default, where you have like a Ray Allen, Paul
Exactly.
Pierce, and Garnett. But I think at this point in his career, a front office would assume Rondo to be a leader. You would assume to be a leader, like, you know what I mean? Like, just he's been in the league
I mean,
so
just
long.
this year, he
He has
caused
a
controversy
resume.
with Chris Paul.
That shit was kind of nasty.
It was.
You know what I'm saying? Though?
Yeah,
How can you
spit
call
somebody
someone
face.
like that a leader? That's your leader? Papa.
Is this your king?
That's your squad?
I still don't think Rondo spit on him. I stand by that. Rondo ain't spit on him.
I heard Chris Paul a dirty player though.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't watch him that close. I just heard.
Yo,
I
Chris
heard
Paul funny. He's sneaky, yo. The funniest thing I seen with him was when he was talking to Steve Curry. Steve Curry was and then turned around and had the straight face. Steve Curry thought he was laughing with him, and then when Chris Paul turned around, he had the straight face like, fuck out of here, nigga. Darn, I'm like, yo, Chris
But
Paul
I do
is a wild bull.
think with the Lakers, this is the first time we've seen, I think, in my opinion, age actually play a factor with LeBron. Because that injury he did suffer did keep him out. And maybe if he did play those 18 games, things would have been different. But age is now starting to keep up with him, and catch up with him.
It happens, man.
And I also think on top of
He's a
that,
big man too.
I also think on top of that, this whole system that we had admired in the past with everything going through LeBron, the ball always has to be in LeBron's hand. I think that's not going to work anymore with the way the NBA
See what his
evolves.
ass should have did? He should have came to Philly. We had a nice little seat for him.
I felt like he would start. He would have started if he would have came to Philly. He would have started Ben Simmons' growth. And I like Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is raw. I don't think I personally I love Jimmy Butler. That man got balls.
No, I like
Yeah,
Jimmy
he's a
Butler.
good defensive player.
He fits the city too, like as far as personality.
Good defensive
It's
player.
interesting though. It's just interesting to see, because you know what they say. Every playoff since 2001 or 1999 has either featured Tim Duncan, Kobe, or LeBron.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And now it's gonna feature my man.
Yo, you know what?
Kumpo.
I'm
Yes.
not, you know, I'm not digging like the whole super team shit anymore though, you know.
Me either. That's
When
why
have
I
you
like
ever?
him.
Huh?
Man, when have you ever?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of exciting to see like all-star players come together and see what it would be like if these players played together. Like that's exciting. It's like an exciting thing. It's
You
like
know-
that's why people watch the Pro Bowl. That's why people watch the All-Star game.
That's
all
why-
these great players come together and you see what actually happens when
you
you
know
do
what
it.
though? One thing I can say about it, I think with the formation of Miami was one thing, but I think what started happening with Golden State took it to another. But I feel like now the NBA other teams started getting so much better though, because you can't consider Milwaukee a super team.
Exactly,
Number
I was
one in
gonna
the
say
league.
that.
It brought
Yeah.
everyone else's game up to like, yo, let's show we can take them. And other teams like
Giannis doesn't have a
teams
superstar.
starting to ball, like, and I think that's the
Toronto.
only positive you can take out of that. But as far as all the superstars, the whole team full of all-stars, I think that's cool.
Like Giannis doesn't even have like this star-studded cast around him either. Like Giannis is a god.
Yeah, he took on James Harden last night, didn't he?
Man,
Yeah, 1, 2. Like I think I saw ESPN. Somebody told me ESPN today that perhaps this performance could give Giannis like the run for the MVP. Like
I think he should. In my opinion, James Harden should get it. He's the only person to drop 30 points on every single team in the NBA. That's some historic level shit.
Did he
I
win
feel
every
like-
time he did it?
I felt like I saw some shit about him.
Now I have to check. But that's still
That's the only thing
to
with
drop
Harden.
30
That's
or
the only-
more points on every single
But
team.
see, that's the only thing with Harden doesn't translate into wins.
True, but Joe, you gotta respect the accomplishment. Because if that's your only criticism, I say he got it.
Yeah, he does got it. Even though I like Giannis
If
more,
that's the
I
only
do.
thing you got to
Love
say about
Giannis.
it, like,
But James
even
Harden
AI
has
won
been
the
on some
MVP.
historic shit this year.
AI won the MVP is, didn't win the most. They didn't come into the Eastern Conference like a number 1 or 3 seed. I think they came in either like a 6, 7, or 8 into the playoffs that year.
So I have a question for both of y'all. City of brotherly love. Do y'all think Philly is going to go far in the playoffs?
The Sixers?
Yes.
I don't see why not. I think after what they showed, they could beat Boston, and I think that I think they'll make. I don't see why they can't make it to the semis.
I think they're
I
going to
trust
blow
the
it.
process.
I think they're going to blow it.
See, I don't know how much my opinion is going to like. I don't know how it's going to weigh because I don't watch the Sixers on a regular basis. But what I will say is, like sometimes teams do seem just to come together at that right moment.
I don't
You know
think.
what I'm saying? Tobias Harris is there. Maybe he gets more acclimated.
The team is a great
things
team.
like that.
My problem is Brett Brown. That man is. I think he's suspect. The late game situation. Every time they're in the fourth quarter, I either see the 76ers have a great lead, or they blow a close lead, or they blow a lead. Period. That can't fly in the playoffs.
Wait, yeah.
Brett Brown is.
He's notorious for that. He is.
Yeah, I think if they're gonna be able to really achieve in the playoffs, they're gonna have to get a different coach.
I think if you don't make it happen this year, then I think they are
They
going
are
to
gonna
call
let him
for a
go.
different coach.
He's done a lot for the city. Don't get me wrong. Like he's been there through the process, thick and thin. But
I say something right now. Philly sports is popping.
it is.
altogether, though.
It is.
Like,
It is.
Philly sports altogether is
That's
popping.